Cosplay Sanctuary. This is your host, Scotty B. Friends, my next amazing guest comes to you from Puerto Rico, where she co-hosts an amazing show that interviews many fantastic international superstars of fandom, cinema, and online spaces. She has recreated Rey from Star Wars and more recently Wonder Woman 1984. Her energy and passion for each cosplay is so apparent. A page model for Cosplay Puerto Rico and a special guest of Puerto Rico Comic Con, she sees every day as a gift and does so much with her gifts every day. Please welcome cosplayer, podcaster, model, and creator, Christian Cosplay to the show. I
Thank
knew I
you
would
so
get,
much.
sorry if I butchered the Instagram handle a little bit there. It's
No worries.
Christian.
Yes, sir.
All right. So thank you so much for coming on the show. It's just amazing to be able to talk to you. I've watched your podcast and just some of the just some great guests and some great conversations that you have. Um, I don't officially speak I don't officially speak a second language, but I can kind of get the gist of things that are going on. So I do really appreciate it. I like to listen to the language as well. But really would like to go back with you to your origins in cosplay, just to talk about how long you've been cosplaying and what brought you into cosplay.
I love when people ask me that question. I love everything about cosplaying, but does the costume that you gave as a kid count? Because I have a lot of, since I was a little, I received a lot of costumes from Disney stores and all this stuff. But being back at reality, I've been cosplayer since 2015. That was my first convention, and I used to wear a Walmart Stormtrooper costume. And I was like, oh, I love conventions. People ask you about a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and you get like, whoa, I love this. I think I can do this. I can do better at this. But officially, I began like 2 years ago when I had my first formal convention as Wonder Woman. That is my most memorable costume, which took me a lot of time to do with friends and people and partners. And I lost 35 loss, weight loss. And I was a huge, it was like, the corset looks like too big for me. I have a weight loss. And I was like, what am I going to do? It's only a few weeks for the Comic Con. What can I do? So it was like improve everything, improving, and it fitted perfect. It was
Oh,
like too big. The corset was like too big, and of course I give birth. I also give birth, and I was like, oh my god, what can I do now? So the Comic Con went, everything was perfectly going on. I didn't couldn't do a step because everyone was like, oh my, can I take you a picture? Oh my god, I love your costume. And it was my first ever costume without a mask because I always used it to do Power Ranger, which uses helmet, Reaper from Overwatch. I used to go from Princess Mononoke. I really didn't like to show off my face. So when
really?
I was, nope, I really didn't
Oh,
want it that because the makeup, the wigs, the hair looks, it was like too hard for me. I was like, no, I can't handle this. I
well,
really can't.
I can definitely relate to that. Actually, my favorite cosplay is what I'm wearing today. I have the
uh,
helmet, and I'm really excited to not show my face with this one.
it is really hard, honestly. Like people is like always like, huh, you are not having a mask. So I think I know you because I used to have my Facebook open for people that used to look for me. Como que, can you give me your Facebook? And I was like, sure. I didn't know what everything was all about, the Comic Cons and all these conventions. And people look for you and hey, I have a picture with you. Do you remember me? And I was like, I used to, a lot of people used to take me pictures and talk to me, but I really don't remember you. I was like getting to know about my cosplay, about my mask cosplay. But when the Wonder Woman came out, I saw that movie 3 times at the theaters, and I was like, why not? It's a big challenge, and I think I can do it. But the short skirt, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared. I never done this before. But wow, that was my year. I can say that that was my year. Everyone used to motivate me. They also helped me to open an Instagram because I only have Facebook. And people were like, do you have Instagram or Twitter? And I was like, what is that? No, sorry, I don't have none of that. But I can find you on Facebook because Facebook is my like personal page. And then I almost have 1 year with my Instagram, and I really love how people have approached to me, the positive things. not everything is being positive. There's always that people that, okay, I want this, I love this, but that's your way. You can do things. That's what I'm into. I keep learning every day. I don't know everything. So people is like, oh my God, your cosplay. Not all of my cosplaying have been done by myself. Of course, I have bumped about to people costumes. I can modify them. I love to wear big fabrics. The costume that I can say that I made by myself a lot. I love it. It's a Ray Skywalker costume.
Yes,
That
I
costume,
love that. I love your Ray, and I
oh my
guess
God.
it's fairly fair to say that you're a big fan of Star Wars.
Whew, since I was a little, thanks to my dad.
I actually just ordered a lightsaber, so I'm a few weeks away from creating Luke
Yes.
Skywalker cosplay, which I'm really excited about. But you talked a lot about the Mandalorian on your podcast, Criticologos. Am I saying that correctly?
Criticologos, yeah.
Criticologos. And we'll get into that a little bit more on the show. But as a Ray cosplayer, it's just fantastic. Everything you have, very impressive skills with a lightsaber, and really, I guess with the Mandalorian, how long have you been a fan of Star Wars? Has it been forever and ever, or has it been more recent with the Mandalorian and now the Book of Boba Fett coming out? Um, yeah, talk about the character.
Yeah, I really love Ray Skywalker. It's a lot like long short story because I was at the theater with my five first friends. I wasn't a member yet, but we were watching the movie and I was a regular Jedi. I really didn't like at all a lot to see everyone on my face. I was in my blue lightsaber casualties and I was like, okay, this movie is going to be good. By lucky, I had all my hair back, just like Ray. And when the movie finished, and everyone was like, "You must do Ray," and I was like, "Hell no, I'll never do Ray Skywalker." And here I am. I have all the costumes. I have everything. I have to improve my skills with lightsaber. I really love everything about Ray. I think I almost have like everything about Ray figures, bedding stuff, house stuff, t-shirts. I have everything. I really love Ray. I know that people right didn't love Ray at all, but that was her cast. That was they graded down to her. She's a great actress. But I really love Daisy Ridley a lot, and I really hope I can meet her someday.
Oh, that would be amazing. Yeah, to meet really like as a new cast member, I guess new cast member. I mean, she's already been a cast member for a while. Certainly a little newer than Mark Hamill, but just really, I liked the last three movies. I thought they were amazing. Really were true to the canon as far as I'm concerned. People might disagree with me, but she's just such a nice person, and I hear so many good things just about
Yeah.
how she is with the other actors and just working with her on set and stuff like that. So yeah, it would be really cool if she went to a convention, you were able to meet her. Um, I would be excited to see something like that. But you are a member of the Rebel Legion Puerto Rico base.
I also belong to it. Sorry, I also belong to the five of course with my Shadow Trooper, and then I got with my Ray costume, which I have three of them, and I got approved one. I have need to submit them. I belong to the membership, which I'm a MO, which means I'm a membership officer. I help others to encourage to improve your customs, do their submissions that everything is okay, their costume, their fabric, your hair must be like this. They're very strict. They have the rules write down, so you must follow all those rules so you can be approved.
So is there's a process to being accepted into the
Yes.
501st?
Yes, it's a little, people say that it's kind of complicated, but if you do follow the rules, you have everything. You cannot pay for this without, if you cosplay or do the costume, are not, excuse me, you are not getting paid for this. You're doing this because you love it and you have to have fun with it. So costumes may go over $1,000 or they can go less or if you can do them like cosplays, you can do better and you can be accepted and you can have a lot of cool stuff like for example trading merchandise with coins of the fiber first, like for example
Oh,
you
that's
get this,
cool.
you can trade with members around all the world, you can have cool patches. This is our official one, fiber first one, and this is my revelation last batch command. So I'm at the base
Oh,
command here at Puerto Rico. Yeah, as a
wow.
membership officer. They're cool stuff. So I really love to encourage people to do it. So people have done it for fun, and they have been now members, official members, which is why I was there too. I love cosplaying.
Oh, no, it's so fantastic. And thank you so much for sharing all of that on the
Or
show too. I just think it's so cool that you support that. And of course, support the memberships and what they do worldwide, including, volunteering
yeah,
and activities and giving back with cosplay. So it's just very cool. I think you were a part of the I Stay Home For series,
yeah,
and it's about wearing a mask and about a lot of the things that have been important for us to be responsible and do our part this year to help not spread viruses, especially the coronavirus. Um, would you like to talk about staying safe and staying home, and how creativity and cosplay might have helped you during the time of quarantine?
wow, I can really say a lot about that. That really got us by surprise. Here at Puerto Rico was like the lockdown was a middle March, and we all have our lives. Like we go to work, we take our kids to school, the ones that have kids, and everything was like a twist. Like what really did happen? You cannot went out. You really couldn't do anything. Like, wow, I have my friends. I had conventions. What can I do now? I used to go to my friend's house. They can help me with customs or invite my friends to my house, which you didn't even can do it. Like I have unfinished customs, and there were these conventions that when you have a deadline, you get motivated by yourself. And it was like, hey, I think the convention is being canceled. What can we do now? We can't do anything. I don't know how this is gonna be lasting for our lives. Like still now going on. So I really went to get out to my home like the month early, the month prior the lockdown to get some food and stuff. But it really was hard, like knowing what can I do now, improving with my costumes at home, not having my friends help. I didn't know how to take a picture by myself. Now I didn't know what was the ring light neither. So I bought the ring light. It took like a lot of time to arrive to my home, but it was like this is so hard. They also told me to do videos like motivating kids here at the hospitals, like, hey, like don't do this, try to stay healthy, wash your hands. And also the page same at the same contact by a lot of cosplayers from Wonder Woman around the world, and we do a reach out video so we can reach Gal Gadot, so we can show the people how to wash their hands properly and all that stuff. And it really came amazing. It really was so hard for me this day because distancing is something that you are not get used to. Being distant to your family, being distant to your friends, and all those stuff, you get like, what can I improve? And we start doing like, hey, this is like I stay home for this for my family. Just stay healthy. If you don't have to go out, don't do it. And it was something like stressing out, and people were like going like kind of crazy too. And as the cosplayer, this was like, whoa, what it happened? When can we have a proper convention? When is this going to be over? We really don't know. But what we really don't do is people have improved a lot. And I now have saw that on the show in the social medias, that people have grown their skills, have grown in creativity and all that things that make people wow, like, whoa, you did this. I really did have time, but really didn't know what to do because I used to be around my friends and they used to help me too. So I had to learn by myself stuff, looking information and references by myself, and it really wasn't that easy as I really thought it could be.
Yeah, it's been rough, and it seems
Yeah.
like it's been forever, and
Yes.
it's really hit a cosplay hard. And I know, at least here in the United States, a lot of people have, been trying to get back to conventions, and they've been trying to start them back up, but it's really state by state, and there's a lot of differing opinions about everything. We don't really, like in my state, there's really nothing, not for a long time. Like I think
Oh,
December is the next convention,
whoa.
unofficially right now. So yeah, it's which is, I guess, okay, because then I have a lot of time to work on getting my cosplays ready
Yeah.
for that convention. But yeah, it's so great that you've been able to share as much content as you have with Instagram and on Facebook. And also, you were actually, well, there was one convention I think that you went to, DC Fandom, which was online, and you did a fantastic job with your Wonder Woman for that convention. You do have the gold Kingdom Come armor, so
Oh my God.
and really, you said you watched the movie 3 times?
Yes, I did. The last
Uh,
one and the first one 3 times at the
wow.
theaters, approving like safe cinema. It was so good.
So are you looking forward to the Justice League Snyder cut now that you've seen Zack Snyder produced Wonder Woman 1984, and I really thought the movie was a lot of fun. Justice League might be a little bit different. I think it's still going to be fun, but it's going to be dark.
Oh
But
my God.
what's your take on that coming out later?
Oh my God, I want to see different things. I don't know if they show something different about Wonder Woman. I really hope they do. I'm looking forward to see all of that because I really love DC. Not saying like more than Marvel, but I really know more than DC than Marvel itself. So Wonder Woman for me has been an inspiration as a kid. So I really have a lot of faith on this series coming in March. So I'm very extremely excited, I can say. And Zack Snyder, oh my God, I really admire that. I really admire him so much. Yeah.
Zach has made so many amazing movies. Watchmen is like one of my favorite movies of all
Watchmen.
time, and I just thought it was just like frame by frame, just it walked you right through the comic book. I hope that Snyder, the Snyder cut is very similar. And yes, the Wonder Woman 1984 was fantastic, as was your cosplay for her. I will put that in there just
Thank
one more time.
you.
And I do like your shirt, WandaVision, that you have there.
Thank you.
I won't give too much away because of some of the timey-wimey things that happen with podcasts when you release them later than you record them. So there will be a few episodes ahead of where we are right now. But just wanted to ask you quickly, what do you think of WandaVision?
Oh my God, I'm so hyped about this. I did not know about I was getting to be like this. So imagine that I bought the t-shirt. I really didn't expect to have a t-shirt about the TV series. I This is my routine. On Fridays, I woke up at 6 a.m. Before I go to work. I watched it and I get to write down my review about this series because we are still talking at Criticologos about this TV series, which is like, whoa, this is so amazing. They now introduce the Fox X-Men movies on this and the characters and everything. And it's like, whoa, this is gonna be a whole new twist. So it's gonna be like, oh my God, this is gonna end up so perfect. And I'm very hooked up and very hyped with this.
Yes, one of my favorite
Wow.
characters came back a little while ago,
Or
episode 5. I think you know who I'm talking about. He just kind of showed up at the door very quickly. I went a little bananas when I saw that.
do you
But
love better the Aaron version or the Evan Peter one?
I like the Fox version.
Ah,
I like, yeah, I didn't, I guess it's not terribly fair to the MCU and to Avengers 2 because Quicksilver dies. So I guess you connect with him a little bit differently than you do with the Days of Future Past Quicksilver. But I just thought they really did a lot of fun things with that character, and to bring him back if he's going to be that version, I just think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I like that direction. I really do.
yeah, it was really amazing. I didn't expect it to come like so early. I thought it was going to be at the last episode, but it was like, whoa, this came very fast. And I was like, okay, this is going at a great direction. So I'm very hyped, extremely excited for next Friday.
You, along with I'm so sorry about my pronunciation,
Don't worry,
uh,
Rafy
Media
Mediavilla.
Mediavilla, and James Lynn. You host just a fantastic show. You have interviewed many very fabulous guests, including Carlos Alfredo Jr., who's a Netflix Selena, Roberto Sanchez, Too Fast, Too Furious, and Robin Lord Taylor, who you may have seen in Gotham and John Wick 3. Please tell us about your show, your podcast, and what you like most about being part of Criticalogos.
Oh my God, you're saying well. That's correct. That's nice. I really love and enjoy being at Criticologos because really it really commits me to be there, to see the rundown that they gave us the movies. We have to watch this movie. We have to give this review. We have to do it, and that really commits me to do it well, to read, to search for the references, and I have improved myself to also being a better person, express myself. Like for example, at this podcast, I'll be shaking if I never have done it at podcast before. The day after our podcast, which is every Thursday at 6 p.m. Puerto Rico time, it's like when I was going the days before, I was like so nervous. I was like, why did I accept this? And this make me improve a lot of things in my life. Like for example, my nerves. I was like nervous when I was start or like people are going to see me. They're maybe criticizing me, like thinking the worst. But people are like, oh my God, Cristy, I love that you're being a co-host on the show. I really love it. The things you talk about. I really don't know anything about being a professional of this. I did not study this, but I have improved on this because Rafy Mediavilla, the host, the producer of the podcast, saw something in me that I really did not see it by myself. He was like, "Hey, I saw you on other cosplay interviews. You're a cosplay judge on Cosplay Puerto Rico. Every time there's a convention at Puerto Rico, I've seen you like expressing yourself. I really do. How really you do it?" And he was like, "Do you have any studies on this?" And I was like, "No, I'm just improving at all of this because he gave me an interview via Zoom. So he wanted to see me how do I react to everything and how do I respond to everything. He was like, I don't need to check up on anyone else. You're everything I really need. And I was like, cool. And then when they hang up the call, and I was like, what did I have done? And he was like, let's end this Thursday at 6. So let's see how it goes. And then I'll tell you if you stay. And now I have 7 months with them, and I really love when people get approached to you. Hey, I think I know you. You're from the podcast from Criticologos. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. And also a cosplayer. So get people used to know me here in Puerto Rico for the podcast and for cosplaying. And it's really, really fun and exciting.
I love the show. I think it has great
Thank
energy.
you.
And I think, the topics and how you discuss everything and just the level of detail. And yes, you are absolutely informed. I could tell that, you're fans of what you talk about and the people that you have on the show. So yes, just, well, first, thank you so much for putting in all the effort and
Of course, thank you.
getting out of your comfort zone a little bit to be on the show. I think it's just wonderful, and I will definitely have the links and where you can find them. And of course, it's every Thursday at 6 p.m. Puerto Rico time, which is 4 p.m. Central for those of you. I mean, it's an internet, or a lot of people all over the place listening to this podcast, but I will have the links in the description and the show notes for sure. I have a
Thank you
quote
so
from
much.
you, actually, a quote from you from last July. And you said, I've been through some very tough moments in life, but I'm really sure about a thing that love can truly change the world. And the very first step is by loving you and who you truly are. Yesterday is on the past without, you can't turn back. Today is a gift and tomorrow is unknown. Live one day at a time and don't rush things out. They just happen for a reason. I really think that's a great philosophy to have. It's such a great quote, and it comes from the heart. And we talk about on the show self-love, self-care for cosplayers. And I know that cosplayers can struggle with that a lot, about their image, about feeling overwhelmed, about competing or keeping up with everybody else who's doing it. Um, what would you say to those people who are kind of going through that struggle, and how to look at each day as a gift?
I know that people are different and we all have our struggles and our stuff. You have to look one day from another. Today is the present. You have to do what it comes today, not that what will come tomorrow, because you don't know what's going to be out there for you tomorrow. We all came from different backgrounds, and all those stuff. And I can see that here at the World Cosplay here, that people are like competing for likes. This is my best custom. It's not the best. People can improve. You every day is a new day that you can do something better for yourself. Not everything is like, hey, I want this, I need this. You can do something to change also your world and your view to see everything day by day. So why, if you don't love yourself, have you pretend to love others? That's what I always said. Like, okay, you love this and all, but do you love yourself? I really have an issue when I wrote down that really had a difficult, hard situation. That's why I write down that, and I was also a challenge to write down and put a picture in black and white because that's my cosplay page. That's not my personal page. And I write that down, and people were like, "Hey, are you okay?" This is no. It was like a challenge that someone made me, and I had to do it. And I wrote down that by myself. And people also react as you. People were like, "Oh my god, I love that quote. That's very cute and proud. I'm very proud for you to do that." And I was like, "Hey, I'm also like that in my personal life. This is my also say this is my cosplay page." So, like I said, if you don't love yourself, how do you pretend to love others? You have many great things to do when you love yourself, and you have to take every day as a gift. You know, you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. So enjoy this day that it's literally a gift. So don't do everything wrong or bad. Just think always positivity, and you breathe. That's a gift, actually. So don't do anything bad. Things come for a reason.
Yeah, and it's really hard to keep that mindset, and it's so important. Really, today is what you have. Living in the moment and being grateful. That's just it's so important. And thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts there, and just such a great outlook that you have. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have one final question for you. It's the same question that I ask of all of my guests, and it is this. What do you feel cosplay impacts within yourself?
Oh, I really have fear to be in front of people. I really didn't like, oh my God, not even acting, not even doing all that. I was like, oh no, I'm not going to talk to people. Oh no, I think this is ridiculous to do cosplay. That's what I used to do to say, because I love anime. And I was like crazy to do something about anime, but I was like, no, I might look ridiculous showing myself with makeup. But by now, I think cosplaying is art. For me, that's art. I really admire all that people around the world that get no matter what. This is cosplay. Cosplay is for everyone. I mean, people are like, "Oh my god, I love your costume. Where did you get it?" So you can do it. I really love when people used to do that and improve it with your pictures, with the poses, with the costume that were made by yourself. You get getting bigger by the things you were looking for references and all those stuff. That makes you a bigger person. But improving that, cosplay has really helped me getting out of my bubble, because I was like very shy. I always was like, hey, what are you looking at? But really, this has really gave me a lot of friends. I have gained lots of friends thanks to cosplay. I think that most of my friends are thanks to cosplaying. So I really love being a cosplayer, getting into costumes, being the character that you want. It's something else. It's really something magical. And getting into that every time I say, I'm gonna cosplay this, I love this, I would like to do this custom. It's something unique that only you do what you are doing. And people are like, oh my God, what is this? What are you doing? I'm cosplay. I love art. I love makeup. You can start whatever you want. You can start by doing makeup to yourself. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, at the conventions, people are like, they begin being shy. And I'm like, I've been there, but why are you so awesome on your Wonder Woman costume? I've been there also. So it's all about ground to yourself. You have to put that on your mind and
Mhm.
be resilient about doing everything you love. And things will start going and to flow. And everything will go set, and you'll be like, hey, I opened an Instagram. I was like, okay, I don't think I even have like 100 friends in a month. And there was like 300, 400. I was like, wow, people love my content. I'm excited about that. So that really keeps me growing as a person and as a cosplayer. And the people that really care about me, hey, when you are going to upload something about your cosplay, I really love what you do. And that's why I really appreciate that from people. I'm very grateful for everything and always with humility, you know.
And we are grateful that you made the decision to get into cosplay and you share so much of your
Thank you.
art with us. Thank you, thank you. And thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
everything that you do on your podcast. Uh,
Thank
Chrissy,
you.
where can we find you and how can we support you online?
Sadly, I still don't have a cover or something, but maybe sooner. I have my Instagram, which is Christian_cosplay. You can find me there. You can like, comment, or message me, and I will gladly answer everything.
All right, and there you have it. And of course, Criticologos is every Thursday at 6 p.m., folks. Make sure you tune in. And I know that I do have bilingual folks who listen to the podcast. You are not going to want to miss this one. It is fantastic, every single episode. And thank you so much, Cristy, for being on the show, for taking the time. I know you just came from a show, and here you are. So you're like back to back. You
Thank
are
you.
absolutely just a trooper tonight. So I thank you so much for coming on. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all we have for you today. This is Scotty B for the Heroes of Cosplay Sanctuary saying bye-bye.
Thank you. Gracias a todos. Good night.